Grookey, Thwacky, and Rillaboom make me want to play Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I like it. Sobble, Sizzle, and Inteleon. I've seen some pretty negative stuff about this evolution, but personally I like it, but I always go with the water starter, so I don't think I've ever been disappointed, and this time is no exception. Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace. Its evolution does fit very well. It looks like a pretty rad soccer player, or football player if you prefer. Sinistee and Poltegeist. What do you mean this region is based on the UK? What makes you say that? Wooloo and Dubwool. Wooloo and Dubwool. Dubwool. That's gonna take me a while to get used to, but they're super cute. And one day I'll be able to even say their names without sounding like an idiot. Choodle and Dreadnought. I mean, their designs are okay. I mean, the evolved form much more so than its base form, but I have a feeling these two are basically just going to stay in my box. But hey, I've been wrong before, so. Rookity, Corvisquire, and Corviknight. I'm guessing Skarmory's not in this game, if I recall correctly, so I guess this guy will be the replacement Steel Flying type. Hopefully he's got as much utility as Skarmory. Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Rapidash.
My little pony,
And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Yamper and Bolthound. Oh no, sorry, it's Boltund. Somebody saw Disney's Bolt and decided to reimagine it as a Pokemon. There's not much more to say about that. We have Impidimp, we have Morgrim, and we have Grimmsnarl. I'm really thinking that these are based off of the mythological fairies, not the Tinkerbell type ones, but the more malevolent fairies, especially since Grimmsnarl is spelled like Grimm, like the Brothers Grimm. Also, Morgrim reminds me a lot of that guy from Sonic Lost World, whose name right now I can't remember. Milcery and Alcremie. The first one is a droplet of milk. The second one makes my teeth hurt just by looking at it. Pinchurchin. It's a spiked ball with a butt face. I don't know. There's not a lot to work with right here. Roly-Poly, Carkol, and Colossal. Good designs, I suppose. The middle one's face is not right. I don't know who the hell decided that face was a good idea, but I like the theming. Aerocuda and Barrascuda. They have doofy faces. The one on the right especially looks like Beavis, which is hilarious. I like them. Nickit and Thievul. Red Foxes. I don't want to say generic, but their design isn't too inspired. I do like that they have the little mustaches, but Galarian Meowth and its new evolution, Berserker. Honestly, this should have been a new Pokemon. I like the design, but Meowth has suffered enough. The Alolan Meowth was a good design, but it was ruined with Persian's Alolan form, so I'm glad they didn't give Persian another ridiculously ugly form. But I do like that this guy looks like a goblin coal miner, so I am very sure that you'll find him in the same areas as Colossal and his pre-evolutions. It's a decent design, but why Meowth? It didn't need to be. Cuffant and Copperajah. Another couple of elephant Pokemon. They're not bad looking. The first form I don't really like. Its evolved form. It looks a bit better to me. I'll have to see how this plays out. I was never really a big fan of Donphan originally, but from the few times I have used it, it's been solid Pokemon, so we'll see. Hopefully Copperaja is not disappointing. Toxel and Toxicity. Spyro, what are you doing here? Alright, who redesigned Spyro again? No, all jokes aside, this guy looks alright, but his color scheme is way too familiar. They could have gone with something else, but he's poison, he's electric. Why did they do this? They could have made him any other two colors, but whatever. Galarian Yamask and Runerigus. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense for this part of the world for the Yamask line to have a different form. Instead of the mask that turns into a mummy, we have a Yamask carrying a rune with a face on it that turns into a pile of runes, a pile of stones with runes drawn on them. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I am not too fond of this design. Hatenna, Hattrem, and Hattern. I like this design, although I think the last one is the worst of the three. The middle one and the first one I like, but that stuff at the bottom, it just looks really weird and kind of lumpy. I don't know, I don't like it, but Silcobra and Sandaconda, they're alright designs. I don't know, looks kind of weird, but Sizzlepede and Centiskorch. I'm sorry, but you remind me way too much of Scolipede, and I'm pretty sure he's not in this game, so yeah, you're going in the box and you're staying. Clobopus and Grablocked. Yeah. An octopus wrestler. I think that's too overpowered, but I like the theming here. It's a good idea. Snom and Frostmoth. I mean, they're alright. The coloring, I don't know, it just looks a little plain to me, but it's not bad. Blipbug, Dottler, and Orbeetle. First form looks like crap, the second one not much better, the third form though really shines. I like its design, but the other two, ugh, this thing can't evolve fast enough for me. Squavit and Greedunt. That first one looks like it's crying and also going frickin' nuts. The second one looks like some weird cartoon thing that doesn't even belong in this world. Its design, the design of its face just looks so weird, and it reminds me of some cartoon character, but I couldn't tell you which one. Corsola and Cursula. Yeah, Corsilla's dead. That's for putting your plastic bottles in the trash. They go in the recycling bin. If you keep doing that, this is what happens. Mr. Mime and Mr. Rhyme. Facial expression aside, I like this Mr. Mime a little bit better. The Mr. Rhyme, though, yeah, no. Galarian Stunfisk. I really like this design. It looks a little bit more like what it originally was supposed to be. A trap. You see a Pokeball item on the ground, you go and pick it up, and bam, this thing gets you. So, this thing, I guess, expresses that idea a lot better than its original form. Indeedee. Indeedee looks... This thing reminds me a lot of, I don't know, a lot. And I don't know if there's any connection between the two. I mean, I thought that Alomomola was an evolved form of Love Disc, and we were all wrong about that, so... Ice Cube. It's a penguin with an ice cube head. Clever? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like this. Stonejourner. Obviously, Stonehenge. It's alright, I guess. Applin, Flapple, and Appleton. I love apples. I love apple pie. I love apple turnovers. I like apple, and this thing really speaks to me. Its final form, though, that thing looks delicious. Dreepy, Darkloak, and Dragapult. Looks kind of like a paper airplane / stealth stealth jet slash aircraft carrier. Um, it's a bit of a weird design, but I kind of like it. Phalanx. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. It looks like a worm, but it's a fighting type. Galarian Darumaka and Galarian Darmanitan. It's a bit of a goofy design, but wait, we already have a snowman Pokemon? Whatever. Considering they're scrapping half the decks anyway. I don't know why they decided to go with this, but I've always liked Darmanitan, and hopefully this thing is as good. Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dragovish, and Arctovish. These things are the new fossils, and I do like that they look like they were... The pieces don't match up. Apparently you have to pick a top and bottom piece, and depending on how you combine them, you'll get one of these four results. And I guess it's a little play on how sometimes when we have a full fossil of, you know, prehistoric species or whatever, it turns out that they weren't completely accurate. And it does look like there is a third creature with different parts. So hopefully in the next version we'll get that third one and all the pieces can combine together better to see what those things look like, because none of these look like they belong with the other, and that's actually pretty clever if you ask me. We have Eternatus. This thing looks intimidating as hell. Looks like kind of like a UFO catcher, or like a hand coming down from something. It looks really cool.